Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Robert Raven here. Today, we're going to read over the monster type creatures that I've been working on for the Creature Codex. So, this is the first one. It is called the Bat Bear, and it has an armor of 17, health 65, mana 30, base attack 4. Its saves are Fortitude 2, Reflex 2, Will 1, Damage Threshold 10, modifiers, Size Large, Speed 40, modifiers, Charisma plus 0, Con plus 3, Dex plus 2, Int plus 1, Strength plus 4, Wisdom plus 0, Creature type Monster, Skills, Perception plus 2, Athletics plus 2, Survival plus 3, Special Senses, Darkness Sight 30 feet, Blind Seen 30 feet. Abilities, Resistance, it has resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. Immunities, it has immunity to dark and earth damage. And multi-attack, it can make 2 attacks instead of 1 whenever making an attack. Its combat is bite. Target one creature within 10 feet. On a hit, the creature takes 2d8 damage, and it becomes affected by both the grappled and string conditions until the end of this creature's next turn. Claw. Target one creature that is within 10 feet. On a hit, that creature takes 2d12 damage and becomes affected by the bleeding condition for the next hour. Rip and throw. Target one creature that is grappled by this creature. On a hit, that creature takes 4d12 damage and is thrown up to 30 feet and becomes affected by the bleeding condition for the next hour. Infected breath. This creature lets loose a green mist from its mouth in a 15-foot cone. All hostile creatures within this affected area take 6d12 damage and become infected with the bat bear disease for the next 7 days. Additionally, a creature that dies while infected with this disease is resurrected as a bat bear 24 hours after their death. In addition, a creature resurrected in this way continues to be sentient and retains any classes, classes, abilities, spells, equipment, etc. that it had in its past life before becoming resurrected by this ability. Tactics. This non-hostile creature will only attack if provoked. If this happens, then it will always target one creature with all of its attacks until that creature is weak enough for its breath to hopefully kill. And its lore is these creatures are one of the many failed experiments created by the wizards and witches of the Primordial Eye. The experimental log says 500 of these creatures were created, and all of them were discarded due to the failure of the experiment. Number 2 is the purple snake, and this is the purple snake, and it has an armor of 18 and health 350, mana 125, base attack 6, saves fortitude 6, reflex 8, will 4, damage threshold 35, size gargantuan, speed 150, modifiers charisma plus 3, con plus 6, dex plus 8, intelligence plus 2, strength plus 10, wisdom plus 2, creature type monster, skills, perception plus 6, mana gathering plus 6, acrobatics plus 8, athletics plus 8, deception plus 10, intimidate plus 10, history plus 10, nature plus 4, survival plus 4, special senses, magic sight 60 feet, blind seen 120 feet. Abilities, otherworldly aura. This creature is constantly surrounded in an aura out to a 30-foot radius around itself. Any hostile creature that begins its turn, ends its turn, or moves through this affected area takes 1d20 damage before becoming affected by the paralyzed condition until the end of this creature's next turn. Additionally, whenever a creature that is within this aura's affected radius would deal damage to this creature, then that creature takes an amount of damage equal to half the amount of damage dealt. In addition, once per 24 hours, this creature can extend the reach of this aura out to a 60-foot radius around itself for the next hour. Regeneration. This creature regains 35 health at the beginning of each creature's turn, so long as this creature has at least 1 health. Duplicate self. Once per 24 hours, this creature can shed its skin, duplicating itself in the process. Additionally, this shed skin duplication is underneath the telepathic command of its creator. Oh, let's see if I can. There we go. Otherworldly. This creature has resistance to all damage. Additionally, all damage this creature deals bypasses a creature's resistance and or immunity to that damage. In addition, any condition that this creature applies to another creature bypasses that creature's resistance and or immunity to that condition. Immunities. This creature has immunity to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, psychological, poison, metal, and sound. Additionally, this creature has immunity to the following conditions: grappled, prone, restrained, paralyzed, and petrified. In addition, it cannot be poisoned or diseased in any way. And then it has multi-attack. It can make 4 attacks instead of 1 whenever attacking. And then the combat. Bite. Target 1 creature that is within 30 feet. On a hit, that creature takes 1d20 damage and its armor is reduced by half until the end of this creature's next turn. Additionally, a creature affected by this bite cannot regain health points in any way until the end of this creature's next turn. In addition, any creature affected by this that dies is resurrected as a purple snake underneath this creature's telepathic control. Tail. Target 1 creature that is within 30 feet. On a hit, that creature takes 1d12 damage and is pushed up to 60 feet before becoming affected by both the prone and paralyzed conditions until the end of this creature's next turn. Grapple. Target 1 creature that is within 30 feet. On a hit, that creature takes 1d10 damage and becomes affected by both the grappled and restrained conditions until that creature can spend 5 combat points to escape. And then strength draining breath. This creature lets loose a purple mist in either a 100-foot long line that is 25 foot wide or a 60-foot cone. All hostile creatures within this affected radius take 5d20 damage and have their strength score reduced by an amount equal to half the damage dealt in this way. Additionally, this reduction lasts for 24 hours. In addition, a creature killed in this way has their soul devoured by the purple snake, and the purple snake gains a permanent bonus to all of the following: its health, armor, base attack, and strength modifier equal to the amount of armor or equal to the amount of strength that was drained from that creature. And then tactics. These Non-hostile creatures only attack when provoked or when someone enters their lair. If this happens, they will always begin with their breath attack, followed by a grapple and bite, using their tail when necessary to push creatures away. Lore. It is said that these creatures originally dwelled within the realm of poison. It is unknown why, when, and how many of these creatures left the realm of poison and came to the world of Voidheart. All that is known is they are very long-lived, highly intelligent, and in most situations non-hostile. But there has been at least 3 to history that have helped kingdoms in their plans to overthrow and rule over another society. Because of this, most wizards believe that these creatures are intelligent and are secretly plotting to take over human societies. Number 3 is the Razurun, and this is the Razurun. It's a ice and fire lizard, and it has an armor of 13, health 25, mana 15, base attack 1, saves fortitude 2, reflex 3, will 1, damage threshold 5, size tiny, speed 10, modifiers charisma plus 1, con plus 1, dex plus 4, intelligence plus 0, strength plus 2, wisdom plus 0. It's creature type monster, skills perception plus 1, survival plus 1, special senses darkness sight 15 feet. Abilities are Cold Flame Aura. This creature is constantly surrounded in a 5-foot aura around itself. Any hostile creature that attacks this creature with a melee or unarmed attack takes 1d6 damage and becomes affected by the petrified condition as it is frozen until the end of this creature's next turn. Regenerate. This creature regains 5 health at the beginning of each of its turns so long as it has at least 1 health. Combat. Bite. Target one creature within 5 feet. On a hit, that creature takes 1d4 damage and becomes affected by the petrified condition until the end of this creature's next turn. Claw. Target one creature within 5 feet. On a hit, that creature takes 1d4 damage and it is affected by the burned condition until the end of this creature's next turn. Cold Flame Breath. This creature lets loose an ice-cold flame in a 10-foot cone. All hostile creatures within this affected area take 2d6 damage and become affected by both the petrified and burned conditions until the end of this creature's next turn. Tactics. This creature always tries to begin combat with its breath followed by its bite and claw. If this isn't possible, then it will begin with its bite or claw until it can make enough distance between itself and its enemies to use its breath more effectively. Lore. This creature was created by a guild of wizards as pets for them to use in dungeons so that they could both more effectively light their way and freeze their opponents. Creature number 4 is the Rustarian, which is like an otherworldly flea type thing. And it has an armor of 14, health 50, mana 30, base attack 20, saves fortitude 2, reflex 1, will 1, damage threshold 5, size large, speed 50, modifiers charisma minus 1, con plus 1, dex plus 1, intelligence minus 1, strength plus 4, wisdom minus 1. And then creature type monster, skills perception plus 1, survival plus 1. Abilities: Rusting Aura. This creature is always surrounded in a 10-foot radius around itself. Any metal item, armor, object, structure, etc. that comes in contact with this aura begins to rust. Additionally, if this item, armor, object, structure, etc. remains within this aura for 3 turns, then it becomes completely rusted before turning to ash. Combat. Bite. Target one creature within 5 feet. On a hit, that creature takes 2d6 damage, and this creature regains an amount of health equal to half the damage dealt. Claw. Target one creature within 5 feet. On a hit, that creature takes 1d6 damage and becomes affected by the bleeding condition until the end of this creature's next turn. Tactics. This creature isn't very intelligent or tactical. It will always begin with either its claw or bite and continue to fight till death. Lore. No one knows how these creatures came to be. All that is known is they live within caves, eating the metal left behind by those who weren't brave or strong enough to conquer the cave that they dwell within. Number 5 is the tombstone snail, and this is the tombstone snail, and it has an armor of 13, health 30, mana 20, base attack 1, saves fortitude 2, reflex 1, will 1, damage threshold 5, size medium, speed 10 feet, modifiers, charisma -1, con +2, dex -1, intelligence +1, strength +1, wisdom -1, and then down here, its creature type is monster. Skills, perception +1, special senses, magic sight, 15 feet. Abilities, graveyard shell mansion. This mansion is an extra dimensional space that is endless and controlled by the tombstone snail. Additionally, any non-hostile creature may enter this space safely for 1 combat point. Any hostile creature may force its way into this space for 3 combat points, taking 2d6 damage in the process and becoming paralyzed for the next hour once within this extra dimensional space. In addition, any creature that is not hostile while within this space does not need to eat, sleep, drink, breathe, and they do not age. Any creature that is non-hostile that wishes to leave may do so whenever they wish for the cost of 1 combat point. Any hostile creature that tries to escape may spend 3 combat points, taking 2d6 damage in the process and becoming paralyzed for 30 minutes once they are out of this extra dimensional space. And slime trail. This creature leaves a slime trail behind it. Any hostile creature that comes in contact with this trail has their dexterity score reduced by 1 for the next 30 minutes. Combat. Bite. Target one creature within 5 feet. On a hit, that creature takes 1d4 damage and has its strength score reduced by 1 until the end of this creature's next turn. Split self. This creature splits itself into 2 separate tombstone snails, each with their own initiative order. Tactics. This creature always begins its turn with split self, followed by attempting to surround the enemy before using its bite. Lore. It is said that these creatures protect graveyards from those who would rob them from the dead. And creature number 6 is the Mind Devourer. This is uh, a really terrifying boss monster, in my personal opinion. The purple snake is terrifying as well, but this this is just frightening. Um, Armor is 15, health 150, mana 50, base attack 3, saves fortitude 3, reflex 2, will 5, damage threshold 20, size huge, speed 60 feet, modifiers charisma plus 1, con plus 2, dex plus 1, intelligence plus 1, strength plus 6, wisdom plus 1. And then creature type monster skills: perception plus 3, survival plus 4, intimidate plus 6, history plus 3, magic plus 4, mana gathering plus 6, special senses, magic sight 60 feet. Abilities: mind devouring aura. This creature is constantly surrounded in a 20-foot aura. Any hostile creature that begins or ends its turn within this affected radius has both their intelligence and wisdom scores reduced by 1. Additionally, this lasts for the next 1 hour. In addition, any creature that has its intelligence or wisdom dropped to 0 in this way dies and is resurrected as a mind devourer within the next 7 days. Regeneration: this creature regains 50 health at the beginning of each of its turns, so long as it has at least 1 health. Resistance: it has resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, fire, earth, air, water, lightning, dark, and sound damage. Immunities: it has immunity to metal, light, and poison, and it cannot be poisoned or diseased in any way. Multi-attack: it can make 4 attacks instead of 1 whenever attacking. Combat: mind devouring bite. Target 1 creature within 10 feet. On a hit, that creature takes 6d6 damage and has its wisdom score reduced by 2 for the next hour. Mind shredding claw. Target 1 creature within 10 feet. On a hit, that creature takes 3d6 damage and has its intelligence score reduced by 2 for the next hour. Mind-devouring breath. This creature unleashes a green mist from its mouth in a 30-foot cone. All hostile creatures within this affected radius take 12d6 damage and have both their intelligence and wisdom scores reduced by 2 for the next hour. Teleport: target 1 space that is within 60 feet and teleport to it. Additionally, if this creature teleports to a space that is already occupied by another creature, then this creature can make 1 free attack against that creature. In addition, this teleport can be split in half by teleporting to 2 different spaces for the same 1 combat point, so long as both spaces are no farther than 30 feet, for a total of 60 feet of teleporting at the end of this ability's use. And then it's tactics and lore. Tactics: this creature always begins combat with its breath attack, followed by teleporting to 2 different areas, biting one enemy and clawing the other. Lore legend. Legends say these creatures dwell within the realm of nightmares and can only come into the mortal realm when a mortal dies from a nightmare. When this occurs, the Mind Devourer is able to use the mortal's body as a portal to cross over into the world of Voidheart. Creature number 7 is the classic Basilisk, which is just my spin on it, which is just a snake with a lion's head and horns. And then it's got Armor 12, health 35, mana 20, base attack 2, saves fortitude 2, reflex 3, will 1, damage threshold 15, size small, speed 20, charisma modifier 2, or, or plus 1, con plus 1, dex plus 3, intelligence minus 1, strength plus 3, wisdom minus 1. Creature type is monster. Skills, perception plus 2, special senses. Magic sight is 30 feet. Abilities, petrifying gaze. Any creature that begins or ends its turn within this creature's line of sight becomes affected by the petrified condition until the end of this creature's next turn. Regeneration, this creature regains 5 health at the beginning of each of its turns so long as it has 1 health. Strong scales, this creature has resistance to all damage. And then combat. Bite, target one creature within 5 feet. On a hit, that creature takes 1d4 damage and becomes affected by the bleeding condition until the end of this creature's next turn. Grapple, target one creature within 5 feet. On a hit, that creature becomes affected by both the grappled and restrained conditions until the end. It can spend 2 combat points to escape. Tactics, this creature always begins combat by grappling its target before biting it. Lore. Legend says this creature came to the world of Voidheart from another world within the universe. No one knows if this legend is true, but most have never even encountered this creature to be able to investigate the legend itself. Until about 200 years ago, when a group of 4 adventurers discovered a colony of 30 basilisks hiding in an underground cave. No one knows what happened to the other 3, for the only one that survived never spoke of that day again, and he is now known as the one that knew the truth. Creature number 8 is the Goblin Goyle, which is exactly what it sounds like, a goblin gargoyle. Armor 10, health 15, mana 10, base attack 3, saves fortitude 2, reflex 3, will 1, damage threshold 5, size tiny, speed 30, modifiers, charisma minus 2, con plus 1, dex plus 2, intelligence minus 1, strength plus 3, wisdom minus 1, creature type monster. Skills, perception plus 2, intimidate plus 3, special sense, darkness, sight 15 feet, blind seeing 15 feet. Abilities, statue state. Upon this creature's creation, it is given a set of living state commands. Whenever one of these commands would be active, this creature's living state ability is active, and it is no longer a statue. Additionally, while in this state, this creature is a statue and cannot be distinguished as a creature in any way. In addition, if another creature cleans up this statue and takes care of it for 1 month, then this creature's living state will be active and it will become permanently befriended to and follow the telepathic command of the one that activated its living state in this way. Living state. While this ability is active, this creature is no longer a statue and can function normally as a creature. Regeneration. This creature regains 5 health at the beginning of each creature's turn, so long as it has at least 1 health. Combat. Bite. Target one creature within 5 feet. On a hit, that creature takes 1d6 damage and has its strength score reduced by 1 until the end of this creature's next turn. Claw. Target one creature within 5 feet. On a hit, that creature takes 1d4 damage and becomes affected by the bleeding condition until the end of this creature's next turn. Intimidating stare. All hostile creatures that can see this creature become affected by the frightened condition until the end of this creature's next turn. Tactics. This creature always begins combat with its intimidating stare, followed by either a bite or claw. Additionally, if this creature is befriended, then it will follow its master's commands. Lore. It is said that this creature was created by a group of wizards who one day discovered the Goblin clan and brought back DNA on their weapons. Through the mixing of this DNA with their own and the use of a forbidden ritual, they were able to create these creatures. Creature number 9 is the turtle tiger. And this is the turtle tiger. And it has armor 25, health 120, mana 80, base attack 4, saves fortitude 6, reflex 2, will 4, damage threshold 15, size large, speed 40, modifiers charisma +1, con +4, dex +1, intelligence -2, strength +6, wisdom -2. Creature type monster. Skills perception +3, mana gathering +3, special senses magical darkness sight 30 feet. Abilities are shell spike redirect. Whenever this creature is attacked by either an unarmed melee or ranged attack, that attacking creature takes 2d8 damage. Multi-attack, the turtle tiger can make 2 attacks instead of 1. Combat, bite, target one creature that is within 10 feet. On a hit, that creature takes 2d8 damage, and it becomes affected by both the grappled and bleeding conditions until it can spend 2 combat points to escape. Claw, target one creature that is within 10 feet. On a hit, that creature takes 1d8 damage and is pushed back up to 10 feet. Shell withdrawal. This creature goes within its shell, gaining the following 3 benefits until the beginning of its next turn. This creature gains a +5 to its armor. This creature gains a +3 to all of its saves. This creature can attack while within its shell. Tactics. These non-hostile creatures only attack when provoked or in danger. If this happens, then they will go in their shells, attacking those that get close. Lore. The origin of these creatures has been lost to time. All that remains of their existence is a small group of about 100 that live in a protected sanctuary controlled by wizards, using them as experiments to further their goals. And then the last one is number 10, and this is the Tyrannosaurus duck. This one is definitely my favorite. And it's got an armor of 16, and then health 300, mana 100, base attack 10, base saves fortitude 10, reflex 8, will is 6, damage threshold 20, size large, speed 60. Modifiers are charisma +2, con +8, dex +6, intelligence +1, strength +10, wisdom +1. Creature type monster, skills perception +6, survival +6, mana gathering +3, intimidate +3, athletics +2, acrobatics +2, special senses magical darkness sight 30 feet, blind seeing 60 feet. Abilities are stormproof. This creature can breathe and function normally while on land and while in/underwater. Additionally, this creature is immune to all water and lightning damage. In addition, whenever this creature would be dealt water and or lightning damage, it instead regains an amount of health equal to the damage that would have been dealt. Regeneration. This creature regains 50 health at the beginning of each creature's turn, so long as it has at least 1 health. Resistance. It has resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. Immunities. In addition to the water and lightning immunities from its Stormproof, it has immunity to poison, sound, and psychological damage, and it can't be poisoned or diseased in any way. Additionally, it has immunity to the following conditions: frightened, charmed, paralyzed, and petrified. Multi-bonded attack. The Tyrannosaurus duck can make 2 attacks instead of 1 whenever making an attack. If this creature is bonded with another creature, then it can make 3 attacks instead of 2 whenever making an attack. And if this creature's bonded creature is currently using this creature as a mount, then this creature can make 4 attacks instead of 2 whenever making an attack. Bonded friend. Each 24 hours, this creature can choose a non-hostile creature that is within a 20-foot radius and make that creature its bonded friend. While this creature and another creature are bonded in this way, both creatures gain the following 3 benefits. 1. Both creatures have resistance to all damage. 2. Both creatures gain a damage threshold of 10. If either creature already has a damage threshold, then their damage threshold is increased by 10. 3. Whenever either of these creatures deals damage, then they regain an amount of health equal to half the amount of damage dealt. And then, additionally, if this creature, this is part of the, not part of number 3. This is additionally as in part of the continuation of the ability itself. Additionally, if this creature bonds with the same creature at least 3 times throughout both creatures' lifetime, then this creature can choose to make that creature its permanently bonded friend. In addition, if this creature chooses another creature to become its permanently bonded friend, then both creatures permanently gain the previous 3 benefits. Bonded Rider. Any creature that is using this creature as a mount and that is not either a bonded or a permanently bonded friend cannot move unless this creature moves. Additionally, while using this creature as a mount, all or both creatures' movement speeds are added together in order to create a new movement speed total. In addition, if a bonded or permanently bonded friend is using this creature as a mount, then both creatures gain the following 3 benefits. 1. If either creature is attacked, the other can spend 1 combat point to redirect the attack back at the attacker. 2. If either creature is attacked, the other can spend 1 combat point to have that creature dodge the attack. 3. The rider cannot be dismounted in any way unless it or the mount decides differently, and the mount cannot have its movement speed reduced in any way. And then combat. Grappling bite. Target 1 creature that is within 10 feet. On a hit, that creature takes 2d12 damage and becomes affected by both the grappled and restrained conditions until it can spend 3 combat points to escape. Bleeding Claw. Target 1 creature that is within 10 feet. On a hit, that target takes 1d12 damage and becomes affected by the bleeding condition for the next hour. Sonic Honk. All creatures within a 300-foot radius that can hear this take 6d12 damage and become affected by the deafened condition for the next hour. Storm Breath. This creature lets loose a burst of lightning from its mouth in a 15-foot cone. All hostile creatures within this affected radius take 12d12 damage and become affected by the paralyzed condition until the end of this creature's next turn. Tactics and lore. And this tactics. This creature's tactics change depending on if it is bonded and listening to its friend's commands or not. If it is not bonded, then it will always begin with its honk to deafen its enemies so that it can use its breath before sneaking up and using its bite or claw. If befriended, it will follow the command of its friend. Lore. These are one of the oldest creatures of Voidheart and have lived on the planet since the Jurassic Age. No one knows how they were able to survive in the jungle all this time. All that is known is throughout the billions of years they have become like man's best friend, helping in both his adventures to explore the wilds and to take down harmful creatures in order to build settlements for their small tribes that would eventually transform into modern societies. Thank you all. I hope you have enjoyed these monster type creatures. Like, subscribe, and share this video with everyone so that they can use these creatures in their games. And join us for more creatures as we continue to fill out the creature codex, and then we will continue our adventures from there. Thank you all, and I hope you have a nice day.